and Jaden have moved on, so you've got some new faces. You got a couple guys coming back. So how's it been this spring?
Oh man, it's been so much fun. You know what I mean? It's always a new journey every year. And the one cool thing is that all the guys are ready to go. You know what I mean? And they're hungry to learn, and it's exciting to be out there. I mean, today they just said it because we love each other. You know what I mean? That was one of the coolest things. I let one of the guys break you down, and they were just happy about each other, and we got each other's back.
What do you like about Duke Watson? What do you see from him so far?
Yeah, Duke Watson's a slasher, man. He's so explosive and dynamic with the ball in his hand. You know what I mean? He's able to see it, being an older guy, be able to see it a little bit and find some of those seams that we've had success at with our wide zone and some of the other runs that we've been doing.
What does Landon bring to this unit?
Yeah, no, we were just talking about, we just had a good situation where for him to kind of show his ability, and the one thing is, that downhill mentality. You know what I mean? You need a 4th and 1, 3rd and 2, he's gonna get it for you. And I think that's one cool thing for him is having that size and that power to be able to bring to any situation we need.
Coach, last season, Miles and Jaden were very much kind of, the dynamic duo of the backfield last year. This time, though, you got 2 transfer additions, kind of like Miles and Jaden were, but also players like AG, who got some time last year, and then Tavian Swint, who's coming back from injury. How do you kind of go and balance that now with maybe a bigger pool of players that seem like take the field ready?
Get more footballs, right? But no, I say the cool thing is, that's Coach Frost. You know what I mean? He's done it before. He's shown how he can get different backs, multiple backs, the ball in situations, and kind of make sure they all know their role, and then be able to have them have success doing that. And I think that's the cool thing you're going to see from all those guys, that they're all different in their way, and that they're able to bring something different to it.
Coach, I'm building on that. You're talking about a new running back pin where you're reloading there, reloading on the offensive line as well, essential to your success. How do you coordinate all these groups as they come together?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing is, we get breaks for the O-line. You know what I mean? We go meet with them sometime. The one thing is that bond that they're building, is going to allow them to play free and trip together. And I think that's the one part where us just working through that, making sure that we always tell the O-lineman we got their back. You know what I mean? No matter what you guys do, you guys play fast, we got your back, no matter who it is in the back.
How do you feel Swin's looking physically? I know you had a meniscus tear and missed most of last year. How's he looked since rehabbing?
He looks special. You know what I mean? He's why he's supposed to be here. You know what I mean? You're going to see something kind of cool from him that's just, he's got a hunger for the game, a love, passion. You know what I mean? And he's just having so much fun out there just playing. And, getting injured, I think that's one thing that humbles you. His ability to kind of see it now and be thankful for every day he's out there at practice.
Is he competing for, we see Duke Watson and Landon Chambers, those guys have a lot of experience coming in, but I know Tavion's coming off the injury. Is he competing with the thick of those guys to be in the primary mix?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's right there in the mix. I mean, he's so explosive, dynamic, and he's strong. You know what I mean? I know the weight for him to get on the field was actually like us figuring it out, but he was lifting. He's been doing all that. So he's not missed a beat with the actual progression of his body and where he needs to be at. You know what I mean? So that's the cool part for him. And he trained when he was hurt so much. You know what I mean? So you can see that out there.
How much did the end of last season with AG stepping in, helping out, with on the running back, how much did that help him going into this year, maybe having a little more confidence in his ability to do things?
Yeah, no, I mean, AG, man, I can't say enough things about him, man. He's a special kid, you know what I mean, as far as his ability to understand the game and then play multiple positions and now take over the role as a leader, you know what I mean? Because he knows how I did everything last year. He knows the system, and he's just bringing everybody in. And it's kind of like, hey, dude, you got this. Landon, you got this. And he's just being a true leader in the room and on the team as well.
How does this spring feel different to you than a year ago?
Different, you know what I mean? I can take the heat a little bit better now. But no, it's really cool to see kind of that change where our offense really just a little tinkering with little things, and we're really kind of all getting on the same page and trying to figure out things together, where we kind of were all doing it last year. We were just trying to figure out who we were. Now we kind of have more of identity and trying to figure out little wrinkles that we can fix them with that.
You got 2 new freshmen in the room with Kaj Baker and Arthur Lewis. What did they look like during spring? What attracted you to them when you're out recruiting, and what could we maybe see from them this season?
Yeah, speed. I mean, speed kills. You know what I mean? And Kaj, he's probably one of the fastest guys in the room. You know what I mean? You can ask him that, but I don't know. I don't want to start a battle. But no, he's super fast and elusive, and he's showing a lot of explosive runs that we get him the ball in space, he's gonna find it. And even he's not afraid. He will run through the tackles and do what he has to. And then from Arthur, man, he's just so tough and he's strong. He's probably now, even as a freshman, almost in the top of strength on the team. So it's pretty cool to see his ability kind of out there and just how fast and slashing and kind of his ability that's going to be able to come.
You look at Alonzo.
Go ahead, man.
When you look at Alonzo coming in at quarterback, he's a guy with a lot more mobility than some of the guys you had last year.
Yep.
How does that change for your group? Maybe the blocking schemes, maybe a more emphasis on blocking. You maybe knowing that you've got a quarterback who can maybe take off and run at any time.
Well, I mean, it just helps us. I mean, some people get worried about it. Oops. Some people kind of get worried about, having a quarterback like that, you know what I mean? But the cool thing for us is that opens up the runs, you know what I mean? It opens up the runs, splits the defense, and now we're able to have it. So.
A couple years ago, Duke. Go ahead.
So compared to last year, what are you seeing different in the running back room? I know you don't really like to compare, each year's a new year, but there are different factors that you're seeing. It's a whole new group of players. What are you seeing different, whether it be good or bad, as compared to last year's running back room?
The one thing is that you see a little bit more dynamic ability from in space. Their ability to catch the ball in space and really get those guys on the perimeter is one thing that we really taken advantage of. Their ability to catch, their ability to run routes are really on a different level that we didn't have as much as before.
Duke Watson he showed a lot of his home run kind of ability a couple years ago at Louisville. Just kind of expand on the type of runner he is and kind of how you see him fitting in Frost's offense.
Well, I mean, the cool thing for our offense is, it can go to whoever it is. But Duke, he's like got that ability to really put that foot in the ground and go 0 to 100. And you'll see that dynamic change from when he says make a decision and go, and he just going through the line of scrimmage. It's cool to see what he did at Louisville, and then now seeing it here in our system. It's really.
What opportunity is there for this group to improve from a protection standpoint?
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that we are really most excited about, just because so many other guys haven't played it before, and seeing those guys, and so if you don't protect, you don't get the rock, you know what I mean? So no block, no rock, but those guys really taking a ownership in that, and their ability to really say, hey, we protect the quarterback, we protect the team, and that's where it starts.
Aside from necessity, maybe due to injury, what helped AG get on the field and be able to contribute so much after coming into the summer last year?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing, like I said, AG, his ability to understand the game and just his maturity, how his approach allowed him to get on the field because he knows his job. He knows the system. He knows what the other receiver is supposed to do. And he conceptually can see it, and that's what allowed him to go. And his natural talent, he's already going to do everything right, you know what I mean? And that's the cool thing for me, to have that guy that you can always trust, and that got him on the field really for us.
Well, he's a coach's son too, right? That helps,
yeah,
right?
His dad is a good dude, and I got to talk to him a lot, and I asked him questions. I got my son, he's 10, and I'm like, how do you do it? You know what I mean? I need his knowledge. I need, because again, I don't tell AG this, but he's kind of like the son, you know what I mean? So, but he has that ability, that mindset, that work ethic, and I love it for him.
What does that say about a guy who's a walk-on who comes, maybe has an opportunity, to kind of prove himself, really has to prove himself, so to speak, when you think about that, for a guy to really do that?
Yeah, he's that perfect example of it, you know what I mean? He came in, worked, he came in and showed his ability, and he really just attacked it every single day, and it paid off. And I think that opportunity comes when you're able to do that. And, the injury or whatever showed out, but the trust that I had in him was I didn't blink. And then throwing him in the game, and I don't blink right now, put him in any situation, 1s, 2s, 3s, he'll go out there and do his job.
What's it like having Jaden around? I've noticed that he was wandering around you like pro. What's it like kind of out practice with you guys?
It's one of the coolest things to have a former player come back and his ability, because Jaden was a smarter player as well, and to have him kind of be my other eyes out there, and him to see it, and him to be like, hey coach, what you think about that? Or, oh man, your coach, he did this. I told him, man, I got a spot for him whenever he's ready. You know what I mean? I know he got some couple days that he's really excited about to figure out what his next journey is, and I hope that he's playing, on Sundays and everything like that. But I'd love to have him as a coach with me.
But both Jaden and Miles are part of the NFL draft festivities and all that. Even if they don't get drafted, they sign somewhere on undrafted free agency. What do both of them bring to an NFL team that decides to give them a chance?
Yeah, the one thing is work ethic for those two. You saw Jay Nix came back from pro day. He was 190 or 199. Bench press. I think it was 20 times. His ability to, you telling me he has to do something, he's gonna do it. You know what I mean? And just with Miles, Miles is a freak, man. He's gonna work. He's gonna do whatever. He's gonna make somebody love him. And I think that's the cool thing, is that he's never gonna show any kind of remorse or whatever for it. He's just gonna do it
How does
you
it
know.
feel to see Malachi get his name called?
Well, you know, I am a big Cowboys fan, you know what I mean? So I was over there jumping up and down, screaming, you know what I mean? Because the Cowboys picked my boy, and I was like, man, you know, and I got to build a relationship. Even though Malachi's a defensive player, you know, we coach does a good job of allowing us to be able to go through the team, and I got to have him in one of my groups, and we got to talk, and I got to see how the person is, and we bump into each other at the food spot all the time that we like to go to. So I was excited for him, and I think the Cowboys got a good one.
Do you get caught up in the emotion? I mean, you saw Malachi kind of get emotional when that call comes and he answers the phone. His parents are giving him hugs. Do you, as a coach, even though you wasn't a position coach, do you get a little emotional watching that?
Man, I do, man. Just because it takes you back to that moment. Every kid, you know, that's your dream. You know, what I mean, that moment that you were, you know, hear your name called, you hear the music, and you know, and it takes you back. And I mean, it just put me in that spot. And just what happened, that is my, you know, my player, and it's my team. So I was really happy. You know what I
Did you
mean?
talk to Brim at all last night?
I texted him. He hasn't got me back. You know what I mean? I'm excited to him, but you know, I'm excited that Brim got to work with his boy too.
Coach, you got
Landon
to.
Chambers, that bigger back that maybe you were lacking last season, and just kind of expand a little bit more on his skill set and how he's, you know, he may be utilized.
No, I mean, that's the cool thing. I mean, one thing that Landon is a bigger back. He's probably going to be one of the biggest backs in our room. But his ability to kind of get that hard yards when we need it, you know, in the game, and make sure that we still be a physical group. And then also he got great hands. So getting him and having teams think that he's just going to be in there to slam it up in there, and then his ability to catch the ball is going to be a home run hit for us.
Coach, you got to welcome back one of your former coworkers from Utah State to the staff this season. Just what's it like having a chance to be on the same staff again? And did you get a chance to maybe kind of tell him, like, hey, it's pretty cool over here?
Well, you guys all saw him. He's kind of a bigger guy, you know what I mean? And so when we were together at Utah State, that was my workout buddy. So we go in the weight room. That's my kind of inspiration, you know, as far as where I want to get to at some point in my life. But no, it's great. You know, I mean, Orlando's a great place. Coach Frost is amazing as far as just having us as assistant coaches. It was a no-brainer. I was like, bro, if you can get here, I would love to have you, and you will love it.
You're back in the weight room together again here?
Yeah, oh yeah, got to. You know what I mean?
Coach, going back to Malachi real quick, you was looked against him. Your guys were looked against him in practice. The talking heads have said he has issues stopping the run. What response would you give to that?
Yeah, those talking points are just talking points. I saw it every day. He go over there, throw a tackle, and then next thing you know, wrap up Miles, and you know, just say, hey, that's different. You know what I mean? And for us, it got us better, but also we know that his ability was going to be something special.
All set?
So,
Thanks,
Thanks,
Coach.
Coach.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Coach.